Hello, welcome to another Ginger Mathematician stream. Okay, now, unlike when I tried this last time, it wasn't working too well, so I've got in 5 minutes early just to make sure it's working. Nice to see a National Master in the mix, and I'm going to play the daily Superblitz arena. That is 3 minutes for all moves, no increment, so it should get quite quick towards the end. I've got my lovely mouse, so ready to go. I've also got my favourite mug as well. Probably not the best mug to have on the day where the agreement was signed between the UK and the EU regarding Brexit, but we'll see what happens about that. Maybe I should make another video on my opinions, but for the time being, it's all about the chess. It's all about trying to win one of these competitions rather than ending up 20th or 30th or whatever's happened in the past. So I'm just going to check, get slightly paranoid and see if the stream's working. It looks like it is. Very good. Okie doke. I'm happy it's working. And we've got 4 minutes until it starts. Do please post in the chats if you're interested, and if you haven't checked out some of my other videos on my Ginger Mathematician homepage, you can see I've put a logarithms part 2 video out there, as well as some other chess videos. I do like doing the standard chess videos that I did a few days ago on live stream, because you can really see what I'm thinking about, and it's good for me as well to improve my thinking. And I missed a couple of things when playing that game, and it's something I can take into my next game. So it's all about self-improvement. This tournament will be about 1 hour 30 minutes, so we'll see how we go. Plan to be here the entire time. Might need a little break every now and then, but we will see. And someone's saying in the chat, the favourite place of robots. Well, I hope not, because I do want proper competition. So, as usual with these tournaments, you play against someone almost identical to you in rating, and then you go into the mess that is a tournament. It's all about getting streaks. So if you can get 3, 4, 5 wins in a row, you can go up the leaderboard very, very quickly. So we'll see how you're getting on. And let me just refresh the page. It should, fingers crossed, say I'm streaming. Watch my stream against the robots then. It should be good. There's lots of people in the chat. It seems like we've got 114 players already, which is very well good going. Perfect thing to do on a Sunday. If you have any suggestion for other videos or other kinds of content, chess-wise or maths-wise, please let me know. If you read my description, I'm looking to go towards FIDE Master status at some point, about 2300. So it's, at my level, a slow march. You can see the FM, who's just joined a minute ago, who did join a minute ago and then disappeared, is about 2400. So to really get to that standard, I need to play on Lee chess about 2300, 2400 standard to get there. So we've got just over a minute remaining, and then we'll get straight in. Just double check my software is working correctly. Yep, definitely working correctly. Super duper. One minute to go. And I'm feeling ready for this, feeling energetic. Got a fair bit of sleep and got my coffee next to me. So it should be an interesting tournament. And I'll show you what I'm going to be thinking about as well. I'll play my usual opening, so I don't think I'll play anything too random. I'm experimenting a bit with the Benko Gambit, that kind of stuff, if that comes up. So I'll probably play that rather than something more solid. But yeah, my repertoire will remain roughly the same. So hopefully I can give you my years of experience playing these openings, and it might help you in your own games. So, what did Rising Sun name? Use robot but need a brain. Yes. Yeah, just because you can play computer moves doesn't mean when it gets very, very quick that you can actually play the moves required to win the game. So it's a bit overrated if you actually use an engine, because if you use an engine,
9,
yeah,
8,
it's only going to get you so far
7,
in a quick tournament like
6,
this.
5,
Of course, it's all banned and they'll
4,
ban you anyway.
3,
right, let's
2,
get ready. Here we go.
1, 0.
And off we go. We are playing, get ready, I'm ready, definitely ready. We're playing Instaberg, another 2100. So let's see what we get. Okay, looks like I might get a Benko Gambit. I was talking about this earlier. Ideal opening for Blitz. Okay, playing F3. Oh, I always forget what to play. I'm going to just take and be greedy. I think it's Queen A5 check and B4. I was looking at a couple of lines before the game started. I play back to one of these squares. This one. Yeah, I think I try and exploit the open position of the king. V6. Very sharp stuff. Interesting way to start the tournament. Yeah, let's see what we get out of this. Okay, so he takes that way. Take the pawn or the bishop. Take with the pawn. D5 could be annoying. Let's play D5. Notice now the bishop's actually going to keep on to that pawn over there. That's one of the ideas. Bit of a crazy position already. Just got Queen A4 check, but Bishop D7 defends against that. I thought you might play something like this. I can take this pawn now. Got Bishop B5 check. This is true. But no, this seems okay for me, I think. White has to be quite careful in a blitz game to not get overwhelmed in the centre. So I imagine something like knight e2 at some point is going to be the move. Either now or in the next couple of moves. I've got bishop c5, so that stops castling. Okay, so we're going to take there. We could take the knight as well. I think that's okay. I've got king f7 if there's any checks along that file. And that stops him castling. Yeah, I kind of like this position. Okay. Should I just castle or something else? We can just retreat the bishop. No, it gets a blockade on this square. If I retreat. You also take the knight as well. I do like this idea of stopping him castling, at least easily anyway. Got queen c1. Possible move. Nice when I guess the moves. Play here, keep an eye on that. Okay, that was one of the ideas. Let's continue being how irritating is that? Probably not very irritating. That pawn's actually quite useful. Keep an eye on this and play here, lining up. It's got queen c6 though, this is a bit of a worry. He's just decided to block instead. Yeah, knight b6 move wasn't very good. How about queen here, keeping a pin over here, also attacking this pawn. Yeah, it does hang that piece. That's a problem. How do I get my pieces in? Try just giving up another pawn. Looking to play here. Might be an idea. Yeah, there's no need to do that really. You're short on time, you're trying to look for ideas. Just defend that. Yeah, it's in a horrible pin now. Ah, you're threatening your mate. That's not very nice. Yeah, there's not much I can do about that. Probably bishop takes g7 works or something along those lines. Yeah, just give up a piece for nothing. Probably wasn't the best idea in the world. Yeah, that game was gone anyway. Yeah, I feel like I got a pretty decent position. Yeah, knight b6 idea wasn't good. b3 and yeah, I'm just not quite getting through. Probably something a bit more incisive, I'm guessing, to get through that. But certainly an interesting game. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's just get on a streak against these lower rated players. Right. I'm not going to berserk straight away. I just want to get some wins under my belt first. Okay, so we're playing our Scotch 4 knights. I think you play bishop b5 against this and take if given the opportunity. Queen f3 comes to mind, but I'm not sure if that's the right move. You've got ideas like this. I'm sure I checked this out and the computer didn't think this was particularly good. But you can say, well, you know what, I'm going to play against the structure. Which is probably a fair comment. Yeah, if you start playing things like that as well, that's asking for trouble, really. Knight d5, is that an idea? Just going to castle first and play rook d1. And that's probably more effective. Bishop here, yeah, exactly. Here. Has he got some miracle escape here? I don't know. I think he's losing a pawn. I think he can't move the bishop. Pawn doesn't really mean too much though. Wow, knight b8. It's not a move I really considered for a reason to take in here. Now if bishop, I can play bishop e3 and then that's protected. So I can actually take here. I see the idea of trying to take this undefended piece, but I can crucially block with bishop e3, which is probably what he missed. I think let's play nice and safe. I'm just going to whack on here. If he takes the queens off, yeah, that's game over. I don't care if he plays knight d4. Could even just whack that off as well. There's no need to, so to speak. Let's just play that. Keep it simple. Look here. And let's just bring this into the centre. Oh, I see what you're trying to do. I'm just going to... I've done something absolutely idiotic now. I've got here as well. Not an issue. Bring this back here. Yeah, this was a good practical decision, I think. Plays en passant, can just take it. That's another pawn coming my way. just threaten checkmate on here. Oh, that's annoying. I'm trying to be too tricksy here. I've got this idea. Got F4. Well, I've got rook E4. Oh, I'll just exchange everything off if he allows me. Because this is a very, very easy win with 4 pawns up. Hopefully my opponent agrees. No. It's annoying. Just resign. Go on. Can't stop this pawn from promoting. Trust me. Okay, thank you. Right. In we go. First win on the board. 147th place. Ooh. I do have trouble winning the first game in these tournaments. I don't know why. But, yeah, okay. That was pretty smooth. Played a decent opening line. Got a pawn up after a weird knight b8. And then the rook up, of course. So, yeah, that was pretty well played. Okay, 2000 level player. No berserking just yet. And we're going to play a e6 Sicilian. Doesn't seem to know what they're doing. Often pre-move this. Oh, bishop e7 is a bit odd. Yeah, it is a little bit odd. And sometimes, be careful. Bishop e7, I've got c4. Does that just win a piece? I've got bishop c5. I think. It's a typical tactic. I think it just wins a piece. Might have coming into this square. This is where the queen generally wants to be. Harassing here. Okay, well, this just looks like a piece. I'm not averse to exchanges. Let's get another tempo here. Okay, obviously light squares are weak, but he doesn't have a weak light square bishop or knight to attack it. This doesn't look very pretty. He's going to defend with bishop f8. Okay, so then let's just play this move. This could be an interesting idea. Allows my knight to run over here. Could take. I can take like the queen. That's annoying. Okay, so let's just play a sensible move. Attack here one more time. I'm expecting something like d4, and then I play knight across. Okay, doesn't play that. Plays h5. Okay, I'm going to take that pawn. I'm also threatening a nice family fork. Unless that does something major, I'm going to play the family fork. I probably want to take there. He's attacking f2. Don't blunder that. Yes, you know what, I could just keep it simple. Get more pieces off the board. He's got queen c2. I can just move the rook across somewhere. What's the cleanest way of doing this? How about here? Probably going to come down here. Oh no, it just allows me to exchange off. That's fine. I'll take that, and I'll take that. Let's just get rid of everything. Yeah, and that's a very clean win. Keep on to that pawn. No reason to give it up. Probably looking for a stalemate somewhere. Yeah, there is no increment, so I've got to be a little bit careful. Yep. And that will do the trick. Right, good. There we are. So 2 wins in a row. Decent victory. What to say about that game? Yeah, played bishop e7, which was the wrong idea. Looked to play d6 and get the bishop out on d6 rather than e7. Made the position a bit more passive and had tactics on that long diagonal. Okay, in we go. Let's keep this nice and solid and don't lose on time, which is always the thing to watch out for. Okay, plays d3, a bit unusual. Play knight here. And we've got an interesting position. Okay, why is that bad? He's got knight c5. Could be awkward. I think I can play e5 and just take there. Okay, so we get a standard position where the knight is on this square, which means he might chase me around with knight g5, which is what he's doing. He might play something like bishop g4 and just be really irritating. Ah, he's going to play... that seems not a good idea in the slightest. His king now is vulnerable on this side of the board. Let's play f6, the move I want to play anyway. And now let's try and open up this side of the board with h5. Do you want to push? Yeah, push must be the move. You can come knight c5, I'm aware of this. I exchange off an active piece for a passive piece. I can't be upset with anything like that. How to exploit the advantage further? f4. So I'm attacking here directly. I was hoping he plays something like h4. Now's my queen in. Okay, that's my queen in. My next threat is to play here. If b5, where do I want to put the knight? Taking might just help him. Got a check to consider. I'm just going to bring the knight back here. Ah, but I'm giving up to that answer. Ah, rubbish. Terrible. Absolute terrible play. The bishop here. Okay, what if I play... Oh, he's got a knight coming into here, which is really annoying. Oh, I hate it when they play bad moves and can't exploit it. Really, really annoying. Let's play here. Try and exchange off this very powerful knight. Oh, that's how I've got a queen trapped. No, not quite. Yeah, here comes that knight f7 move I was talking about. At least I get this piece though. So he's going to take the one in the corner. It'll be a badly played game. Can I say rook takes d4? F3, does that work? Can't see how he stops it. So let's play it. Yeah, how does he stop it? There's no checks. Can't block with the queen. Just game over. It's a very nice rook sacrifice. Bit lucky in this game. I've got a fantastic position and just gave it all away by allowing the knight to take this pawn. But no, there's no way of stopping. Queen takes there. Yeah, and that's the end of the game. Well, my opponent isn't very happy about that, but that's Blitz. Suddenly it can just change like that. Yeah, you can see my opponent there. Maybe even wants to allow the time to run out. It would be a little discourteous if my opponent did do this. Yeah, here we go. Ah, that's an interesting idea. Because of the fork. So I have to take this queen here. Check. Oh, God, I haven't got any time, have I? Oh, wrong square. It's all bluff and counter bluff when it comes to this kind of stuff. Ah, it's annoying. It's pre-move. Okay, a bit dirty there, just to win there. But again, my opponent should have just played really quickly and won on time. Okay, so in we go. We'll play another Benko or something more solid. I think I'll go something more solid here. And look to play a Nimzo if I get a chance. That's what got me on the British Championships many moons ago. Okay, I'm going to play this way. Interesting. Maybe A5 is not the right move and just play here instead. Let's play this first. Just want to see if he plays A3. If he does, I'm going to bring the bishop all the way back. If he doesn't, I think I'm going to have to take on there and then play my usual slow D6 stuff. I don't know, this kind of position looks okay. The idea is to play E5 and put my pawns on dark squares. I think bringing knight around this way is the most effective. Stop him playing a quick F4. Has to work at it a bit more. Something like G3, for example. Let's play B6. Stop any C5 ideas. May still play F4 here. Which is certainly possible. Usually have to take. What do we play now? Well, no need to panic. Let's just play Queen E7. Stopping the E5 advance. F5 would be fantastic. My knight coming in here. Okay, he's going to go bombs away and play it anyway. It's an interesting choice. Ah, he's willing to give up the bishop pair for good central pawns, which is definitely logical. Is E6 a problem? Well, I've got here check. Here check immediately more important. No, I think this is good because I'm threatening here, I'm threatening queen here, and I'm threatening queen c5. So that's quite a lot of threats to deal with. Even though white's central pawn look good, let's be very careful. Okay, I think that deals with most of the threats though. Take. I can play bishop f5, blocking the f file. h3, at the very least I can always come back to h6, but I think I've got queen c5 as well. Yeah, that's a pretty good move by my opponent. Yeah, but watch out for knight e4 as well. Okay, needs to speed up though. Let's play here. Simple threat. I'm looking to exchange off. To keep queens on the board or not. This knight seems pretty strong though. Centralised, maybe even look to play b5 and break up those pawns. Yeah, be a bit careful somewhat in this position. Let's bring this back over, maybe look at a4, whether it's a good idea. I'm not so convinced. Let's play it anyway. And just see what white is up to. A minute down on the clock though, this is terrible. Maybe I can bring the bishop into here, knight here. That's an idea. Seems my opponent saw the idea. Brings all the way back. Guess he wants to take on there and gang up on here. Yeah, it's got no time. Now we can take on there. Awfully dangerous. That just win outright? Yeah, there's no time. Yeah, you can't place that slowly. It's as simple as that. That's a decent streak as well. Got to play more quickly. That's probably those passive positions, on the classical time control, you can often, defend quite well. You can push your own ideas often, as black, but in a quick time control, it's not really ideal. So I'll probably go back to more of a Benko style, more aggressive, puts more pressure on the opponent. But still, early days, we've got 8 points, we can get a streak going again, and we'll be doing well. So, I will probably take the opportunity to play c5 against pretty much anything, and maybe we'll get a Benko. Oh, e3, that's not very exciting. That's fianchetto. Kind of a weird structure because you've got these two pieces that don't really complement each other well. Let's go for immediate d5 and strike in the centre. Because now you can't play bishop d2 because I can just take the pawn. I'm just going to play sensible classical moves in the centre. Again, if any d5 idea blocks the bishop, and also this knight can get into quite a nasty square on d3. My ideas are simple, just gang up on the pawn, bishop g4, and what's not to like, so to speak. And that's why he played a kind of odd move in bishop e3. Well, let's continue with this plan. I don't know if I want to give up the bishop though. Okay. Can't take the pawn immediately because of knight e5. Actually, you can play queen c2, queen e2, and defend against the double attack. He plays knight e5. Okay. I can take the pawn in the centre, but yeah, eventually rook d1 hits. Okay, let's bring this bishop back then. That wasn't the best plan I've ever played in the world. But key thing is quick on time. I might have to decide which pawn to give up. Well, I'm very happy to see that bishop off the board. He's attacking here, so probably just have to protect that. I've got queen c6 check in some situations, could be useful. Let's play here, stabilise the d5 square. Maybe bring my knight in here, or queen c6, a combination. We'll prepare rook here first. A lot of quick moves I can play, which is useful. I'm only a couple of seconds behind. Okay, that invites me to play this move. He can't take because this bishop's hanging. Something the opponent should appreciate. There might be tactics where I can snatch this pawn as well. Or I can just snatch the bishop over here instead. That would be even better. He doesn't want to exchange queens, so he plays sensibly there. But then I might just nab this pawn and really look to, well, that's just checkmate, so thank you. Okay, back to winning ways. Let's see how we get on. So, I've got white this time. I think generally my opening repertoire is a bit stronger as white. Put more pressure on the opponent. Okay, so we've transposed. He wants to exchange straight away. I think that's the move. Do I play d4 straight away? I feel like I do. It's kind of counterintuitive. Yeah, open position up for the two bishops, but got some concrete ideas, just win a pawn. Okay. Let's bring that back here. I'm going to try and fianchetto. A bit odd to do it in this structure, but we'll see how we get on. Now this square looking very, very juicy. Going to move the knight somewhere, of course, yep. You know what, let's just try and get some attack over here. Never really take. F6 is almost always a terrible move. Maybe I can get into one of these two squares now. Knight d4 is what I'm expecting. Allowing that knight even to be there for one move, that's very, very dangerous. Let's keep the knight out of here for the moment. let's take on here now. Got to take with the D pawn. And point to that square and say, okay, what are you doing? Can't play G6 because of the fork. Can't move the knight because of the bishop. Yeah, I've got even the rook swinger as well. I think I'm going to play. G6 always leaves F6 vulnerable. So something like this, for example, becomes quite unpleasant. So what happens after here? Remember, this is also hanging as well, after C4. I don't know if knight D7 is even better. Oh, just resigned. I'll certainly take a quick resignation. So National Masters on the same points, that makes me feel better. And not on the streak, even better as well. Okay, so another top player in the tournament. Let's see how we get on. So we're playing Caracan 2 knights, which I'm quite happy with. I had a nice win in a classical game, actually, in the same variation here. We played bishop h5 in the game. Generally taking on here is better, which is what my opponent is doing. Now I play this bishop e2 setup. There's the immediate d4. I think I just play this. It's a weird idea here. We're probably going to get it on the board. So the idea is to play bishop d1 and queen e2. It's kind of odd. But we'll probably get to see it in the game. I'm preparing f4, breaking the pawn chain. I'm also looking for c3 as well. I'll play f4 first. Now suddenly this bishop comes to life. And the idea is also to play c3 and bring this round. It's a nice idea. Whether it works is a whole different question. Okay, let's just sidestep that. This bishop's coming to here anyway, and then this pawn is then defended indirectly. Suddenly got ideas like e5 in the works. That's probably a good move. Queen a6. d1. Or queen a5. Again, there's always ideas of whacking on here, but this knight is so strong. And the knight can go back to g6 in that case. Still think there is something here for me in the position. So d4. You know what? I'm just going to sacrifice the exchange. The thing is, the knight can't move. Well, it can move. I don't know, the dark squares look very weak around the king. Well, that's a great move, which I missed. The queen would be trapped. But I do have this move. Actually, king h8 might even just be fine here. That'd be really annoying. Yeah, he found it as well. Again, good move. Ah, that's annoying. Queen's totally trapped here. Does it even work? I was hoping for this kind of line. Now I'm down material. Let's try this. This won't work. Short on time again. Yeah, I felt like I had something there. And it's just not the time to try and exploit it. I don't even want to play that. Attack here. I'm not really setting black any major problems here. Got a cheeky fork. It might even work, but there's 2 outside passed pawns that would probably decide the game. Oh, maybe it does work. I didn't see this, luckily. Okay, this makes it more interesting. He doesn't want to exchange pieces, really. Which, wisely, he doesn't. That's also not a very good move. It's too short on time. Position was probably losing, but can't afford to get this low on time. And this is why I'm losing games. It's as simple as that. If you're getting low on time, you're making it absolutely impossible for yourself. You need to think of it like a bullet game. Then you're getting the right time frame going on. Right, let's keep going. So, oh, he plays that straight away. That's confused me slightly. He's got some weird idea in mind. No, luckily not. Move order mistake from him. Makes no difference. We get into this nice variation. I don't play that first, do I? Play bishop e2. Can't take on here because of the tactic on a4, which he's realised. Most Alekhine players do. It's one of the first things you learn. Ah, bishop there. That's odd. What happens after this and g4 is my question. Yeah, because I don't usually play that. So he's going to sacrifice a piece and go from there, which is quite logical. I just need to get development going. This bishop's not particularly good anyway. It's got pressure against there though. Bishop d4, how good's that? Okay, let's try that. Doesn't look quite right really, but it does blunt this bishop, which is such a strong piece. I mean, yeah, if I can get that piece off the board, it will make my life a lot easier. Well, I'm going to take the opportunity to take it. Always bring it back if he tries to do anything with checks. Imagine bishop takes is the move. Would like to get this bishop off the board, but not if I'm pinning the piece. It's not helpful. Luckily I've got this. Ah, that blunders this. I mean, I'm the one blundering. I can't take back here. Wow. That idea actually worked. Do a pin on here. We'll get rook b4 in. Okay. Oh, but I'm hanging that at the end, aren't I? What a moron. Absolute moron. I don't know why I'm playing on this game. Let's resign it. No point. The problem, opponent sacrifices a piece for 2 pawns, and you're under pressure to try and find the right moves. But anyway, let's keep going. Still 43 minutes left. Plenty of time to get a streak going. It'd be great to get the rating up to 2200 as well. That would be fantastic, but we'll see how we go. So play solid. Really focus on that clock. That's the key thing. At least this opening I can play good pace. Not worry too much. Okay. Weird that I get the bishop pair, but actually, I'm going to play this position. Okay, so he's obviously going to play queen h5 or something. This position is pretty good for me. But I can't just play random moves. I expect to get a good position. Rook f3. Don't quite know how he's going to attack my position. I mean, I'd like to play e5, but yeah, he's kind of stopping that. So just adjust slightly. Maybe look for c5 instead. See how we look. Queen h4. Does that stop c5? I don't think it does. He wants to reinforce on here. You're getting so much time to do that, that's the problem. Okay, let's try and break out. If he plays rook h3, we have to hope h6 holds. Yeah, well, I'm attacking a pawn, yeah. It's something to consider. Yeah, I might even be able to get queen at g5 in or something. Let's change things off. I'm hanging this pawn. Should probably have kept that in mind. I can easily pick up the b2 pawn if he decides to go after it. Okay, let's look at that pawn then. Got rook d2 as well. He tries to defend passively with something like rook b1. Okay, let's look to double on the d file. To time that well. Okay, let's double. Got ideas of rook to either of these 2 squares. So let's play here. Luckily this queen keeps an eye on this rook as well. Pre-move that. Again, better game, I'm up on time. Okay. I'd like to exchange the queens off. I can't see an easy way of doing this at the moment. How about here? Okay, that's fine. Repetition. So keeping an eye on these squares here. Love to get the queens off. Okay, let's see where the queen goes now. Oh, pawn over here. Lack of composure. That I'm not so afraid of. Got to take that. Crucially, I'm up on time. Okay, a bit dirty there. That was a draw and drawn ending. A bit tense, but yeah, you just try and keep pushing whichever advantage you have. So, gets another win. Still not getting any streaks, and this is the way to really climb up the board. But yeah, sometimes you've got to play dirty, and that was definitely a dirty play, just winning on time. But you have to do what you have to do. So you get a very similar opening to what we just had before. This particular variation we're playing here, I played many times, and it's just equal really. The bishop pair doesn't mean too much in this kind of position. Let's be a little bit careful of tactics on f2, but if knight e4. Yeah, but I'm already getting time up here without really having to do much, so I'm quite happy to get this kind of advantage time-wise. And this is what I meant by the knight takes ideas. It doesn't quite work because I don't have enough pressure on g5, but now it is a threat, so now I can take on e4, which is probably what white is calculating now. But this is the advantage of really knowing lines that you play. That doesn't work now, does it? But I still get a good position out of it after bishop takes here. Queen or bishop? That is the question. Okay. Maybe should have played queen to f6, possibly. Okay. Got queen e4. And this thing do opponents play c4? And if they don't, generally I'm doing very well. Because I've got the ideal situation for my pieces. I could have played a3 as well. Actually, that probably was a good move. But my other idea was to play queen here. Now this forces the exchange of queens, otherwise this pawn is disappearing. So I can pre-move this. And then I get the ideal structure. Okay, so he's just decided to give me the pawn. It's not a very good pawn. But the pawn is a pawn. And unless he can get somehow his rooks over easily, it's still a pawn. So, rook e5. Yeah, maybe I can't hold on to the pawn. It's a bit sad. Okay, well, it does. I'm going to try and get my king active. It's compensation. I'd like to get this idea in, which might happen if he moves back somewhere. Which he does. So I do get this idea in. And this rook has a real good effect on this row here. It's quite unusual idea. Okay, let's bring it right over here. I think the idea was rook g3. Yeah, here we are. And let's use the situation to improve my pawn structure if he takes. This pawn can be weak, so you have to be a little bit careful. Okay, I think I'm positioned okay to play e5. Obviously he's got rook here, but I thought I could play pawn up. This pawn does a really good job at hindering these pawns. So let's bring this across. I always have to check here. Now, is that a winning ending? Is the question. Or do I not even have to go down that line and just take here? That's probably even better. Another c4. So I played this, so if he plays there, I've got an extra tempo. This is the idea. And so white's in Zugzwang and has to move backwards, which you realise. So that's good. I'm now on the streak, in 88th place, but that can change very quickly. So crucial, I get the third win in a row, which has eluded me so far. So, well, I did get a little bit of a streak, and I'll go straight into a 2200. Well, sometimes you just have to beat the better players. Right. So I played this system. I generally like this. Okay, so I think I'll just play f4 with normal. Can play queen here as well. That's sometimes an alternative. I think I'll play a3. Just protect this broad centre. And just play my pieces into the centre. I even look to play f5 at the appropriate time. And now will be as appropriate time as any. If I can somehow break up the pawn structure on that side of the board. I get a tempo here. So I'm attacking this pawn. And I've got the check in the position. So this is already slightly difficult for black. Yeah, probably have to play king f8. Yeah, exactly. Okay. can take, but then takes with the H pawn opens up here. Not entirely what I'm looking for. I do have knights here, because I can take twice on here. Now I've got the fork threat on e6. And that's certainly an idea. Might just play h6. Then I could sacrifice a knight for 2 pawns in the same way. That would look quite dangerous. Okay, something completely different. That takes. Still think this looks hellish dangerous. I mean, I'm giving up a piece for a couple of pawns, I think, by the end of this. Okay, that's an interesting response, particularly with this coming down. Interesting idea. What if I just block? Yeah, I didn't like ideas of Queen h4 coming into position. Yeah, he's playing aggressively. What stops me just taking the rook in the corner there? I'm sure I'll find out. If I give up, I'm 4 points up here. Okay, of course this bishop is ready to go with c5. I understand that. Okay. I've got bishop e4. After something like that. d5 a move, maybe. Okay, that seems to give me a lot of pieces. Now 7 points up. Unless I'm doing something completely outrageous here. I'm just ganging up on this piece here. Yeah, so he's looking for the exchange. Can't find a killer below. I'm wasting time. Just play a move. I mean, if I get a chance, just push this pawn all the way. Just trying to force this piece out. Just. I don't believe it. And that happens every time in the opening as well. It's absolutely crazy how many times that works. Is the string gone? Let me just check the stream, see if it's still working. Yeah, it seems like it's working. Okay. So, it's just so frustrating. I've got a draw out of it, but when you know you completely outplay a player, it's, yeah, it's frustrating. Right. I think I can play e5. I can't castle straight away. Okay, let's play the safer option. That wasn't the safer option. Okay, let's play bishop here. Get a tempo. This is quite a safe position. Famous last words. So that, yeah, happens all the time at opening. Don't get the win somehow. Just a little bit down on time. Okay. It's an incredibly dull position. He's got check here though. So I can't completely switch off. Let's just control that square. Knight, rook here. I can take. Knight to there. Sort of position you can fall asleep in, but then end up doing quite badly. I know he's got check here, but I can just move across. No harm, no foul, as they say. It's a weird place to put the knight. So let's just let's try and get a bit of movement going. Now I'm attacking here. Okay, so he's going to take there. But yeah, I can be awfully annoying now. Okay, interesting. Attack the pawn. Okay, so am I getting outside a passed pawn here? Particularly with an A pawn, it can be very, very hard to stop. Okay, let's bring this back. He's got a check there though, isn't he? Okay, so idea of knight c5. Probably wins. If I can get king e4 in, probably got good chances. There's a little bit of pressure. You can't afford to get too far away and start chasing pawns. This is a bit dangerous. Okay, so let's keep pushing. Unless I've got this check at some point if he ever gets to here. So Knight there would seem more logical. So he missed this idea, luckily. Those endings can be very, very tricky. Okay, don't muck this up on time. Maybe you do. Well, at least I've got a mate threat here. Helps get a mate threat. Keeps things... I think I've got this one, but I'm rapidly running out of time. So, yeah, that draw broke the streak, which is the point. So, still down in 65th place. And let's continue. Let's still start berserking to get anywhere near the top. So we get a scotch. This variation. Sure, that's the move. He takes on there, Queen G4. It's a very complicated variation if he goes down the main line, which he does. I think in for a penny, in for a pound, as they say. I've forgotten everything about the variation. It's A3, I think, next after Rook F8. Problem is, you play this variation 1 in 100 games or something. That can't be good. I've got this, haven't I? Take on there first, and then you take on here. Yeah, I'm just a pawn up in this variation with the 2 bishops. How to progress from here? Attack F7. And this is castle. And then protect the pawn here. King does seem a bit vulnerable. But a pawn's a pawn. Let's get the rook on an open file. And just get all my pieces developed. Then we'll see what we can do from there. Okay, bring to the centre. I can somehow break up this side of the board in terms of pawn structure. That would be ideal. Can't take, of course, because the bishop, knight's hanging. So it might cause a few weaknesses on that side of the board, which is what I'm looking for. Okay, this is not much to work with. But we'll see how we get on. So I've got an idea of a pawn storm. We're bringing the king to the centre. Bad structure. A few bits and pieces in the position. And this is pinned actually against the king. Which gives me a little bit more room for manoeuvre. Might even be able to take and... Okay, let's bring that back. Don't know if that's the best idea in the world. Knight can come here now. Okay, we're an opposite colour bishop ending, which obviously is drawish. But yeah, there's some pressure. Bring this to here, see what I can do after that. I'm not going to accept a draw. I'm going to try and go after some of these weaknesses. Which was probably a bad idea, of course. But, you know, I can try and push this. See what happens. I think I had to push that there. This pawn's running too fast. Yeah, I better bail out for the draw. I'm running out of time. Yeah, again, losing a bit of composure. Just, you know what, I've got the better position. Just keep shuffling pieces around. Better structure, 2 bishops. And then go from there, but I exchange off too early. Pretty poor. Okay. I haven't lost many games recently, but I haven't got the streak that I'm looking for. So in terms of tournament performance, it's not particularly good. Okay, f3, so I take there. Forgotten completely what to do here. This is it. Just forget where the queen goes. It's always d8 actually. And look to push with this e6 idea. Probably would help if I studied these openings at some point. This is similar to a game that we looked at earlier. Okay. I was just hoping this doesn't lose on the spot, of course. Right, well, let's get our piece out. Try and bring it to f6. At the moment, this pawn is not going anywhere. And white still has to sort out their development. Okay. Wow. Well, I can still play this. This is still defended. Wow, is that trapped? Probably fallen for some trap I don't know about. Yeah, it looks like it's just piece trapped. I can't afford these to be exchanged, but there's no choice as far as I can see. I'm just down a whole piece. Yeah, I've got this side here as well now. Let's just attack that. Let's bring this over if need be. Let's get aggressive. Well, this idea. Bishop g2 stops all that though. don't think there's many attacking chances here. But keep plugging on. Maybe something will appear out of nowhere. Have a look at that square. Let's tackle that twice. Probably not the best player in the position. Control the D file. Maybe F6 next. Does a rook G1 check. The bishop's trapped over here. Oh, God. Yep, I'm going to give that one up. Now that's a case of not knowing the theory at all in that opening. Knew the rough ideas, but if you don't know specific moves, you're just going to get trampled on by another 2100. So there we are, 87th place. Not great. My Mac is going to die very, very soon. Hopefully it can survive the next 8 minutes. So let's go in for Moscow variation. Yeah, you play c3, don't you? Bring this bishop around to here. I guess we're going to go and see now. So typical kind of opening for this variation. I'm going to take the chance to play d4 as quickly as I can. Maybe look to play rook d1. Minor threat of taking on here. And look to play a4. You're going to give me a pawn. Unless there's a trap involved here. Maybe. Oh, I took on the bishop. Oh, I suppose this is hanging, so I can't actually take it. So let's play knight here instead. And this is kind of the ideal scenario for white in this kind of variation. It looks like he's going to take everything. So I'm putting pressure on this square here. Okay, interesting. Question is whether to close it up or not. Don't particularly like those structures. So I'd like to get a knight to here. That'd be the ideal thing. I think I can play knight here. Typical manoeuvre. Looking to play into here. G6, well, that pawn is then hanging. And the great thing about this bishop being over here, it's a long way from getting to this square. Okay, so he plays knight here. It gives up control here. Now let's just play knight into here. This looks very, very bad. How about some cheeky tactic like rook takes d7 here and knight h6? That looks juicy. Because the obvious threat is to take on here. But it sidestepped both of the threats, that's good for my opponent. But I can still take here and win a pawn. Now with the rook or with the queen? I'll take with the queen. I'll keep residual pressure on here afterwards if he exchanges. this knight if I can ever get it over here. Oh, well, that's a free piece, so I'll take that. I'd hope there'd be a resignation now. There is. Okay. So back we go. Battery, hopefully, fingers crossed, will last for the last part of the stream. Probably 3-minute blitz. I'll need to berserk this game as well to get any chance. And looks like we're both going for it. So let's go. E4. And get a typical Scotch. It's all about the quick moves. Bishop here, so queen there. Okay, that's a bit random. Suppose he wants to play bishop a6, I guess. So let's get some development out of it. He's wasted a lot of time to do that. I'll just maybe knight here actually. Let's put some pressure. This looks very, very good. Going to win a pawn. Typical kind of Scotch 4 knights game. I don't mind giving up this pawn, as long as I can take this pawn. These passed pawns should have the final say. You can't take that because this pawn marches. Slowly, slowly marching up the board. Keep pushing. I'll take another pawn. And there we are. Not the best conversion in the world, but certainly got there and got the victory in, which is the key thing. So end up with 26 points. Yeah, not the greatest performance in the world, but yeah, if I got on a streak somewhere, it probably could have ended up a bit better. So we'll give it another 40 seconds until all the pairings are done. Yeah, 48th out of 1,226 isn't the worst thing in the world. And with a bit more luck somewhere, maybe I could have got top 20 or even top 10. But yeah, my rating has generally stayed where it is. So typical kind of performance. Just some games just playing too slowly. That's one of the key points there. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope you enjoyed me playing the chess and you learnt little bits and pieces about how to think about the game. yeah, hopefully you found it interesting and informative. Please let me know what kind of streams you like in the future. So, have a quick look at my performance, coming at 48th. So you see big red parts here. Generally, when I was losing against 2100s. And the performance was 21-26. So it'd be nice to get a few more victories against those kind of players rather than just beating up on 1900s or 1800s with some decent opening strategy. So, hope you enjoyed it, and please, if you like these things, please come to my channel, watch my videos. Hopefully you find it of interest. Okay, bye bye for now.